are looking to boost your conversions and make more sales, the first thing that you should ever do is to optimize your product pages. Your product pages are the most important pages on your website because this is where your potential customers are going to decide whether to buy your products or not. Convincing people to buy your products is not the job of your ads, your social media profiles, or even your emails. It's the job of your product pages. This is where your potential customers are going to sit and they are going to make the final decision. If you don't believe me, look at the Amazon product pages and see how much time and effort they have put in there. So are you ready to improve your business by improving these pages? Let's get started because in this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide into how to optimize and improve your Shopify product pages. If you apply what you are going to learn in this video, even if you apply a part of it, I guarantee that you will be able to improve your store conversion rate, thus improve your sales. I've applied these same strategies with tens of clients before, and we were able to reach conversion rates as high as 6%, 7%, and even 10%, and it's not as difficult as you think. Let's start first by talking about the philosophy behind optimizing your product pages. This is actually super important because if you understand this, you will be able to optimize your product pages even better and better. And in order to make this easier, let's start by comparing between two different experiences. First, someone who's shopping online versus someone who's shopping in a retail store. So you have a retail store, a customer enters the store, they are checking the product, they might have some questions about the product, or maybe they need some assistance. Well, the good news, you are physically there to help them. This also removes more and more objections. Now, let's compare it to someone who enters your online store. They landed on your product page and they are checking your product. They can't see it, they can't feel it, and you are not there to help them. So your product page should be able to replace your presence and any assistance you might have given. How to do that? Well, by offering all the needed details. That's why, again, if you compare your product page to an Amazon product page, you will most probably see the difference. In your product pages, you should focus on allowing your customers to have the full experience while they are checking your product. And not only that, you should focus on providing all the needed information and replying to any question and fighting any objection they might have. So how to do this? Well, by following all the tips I'm going to give you in this video. I will start by the basic things, the most essential things, then I will move to the most advanced things. So make sure to watch this video carefully from the beginning up until the end because each and every tip I'm going to share in this video is going to be super important to improve your product pages conversion rate and thus improve your sales and your revenues. The most important part of your product page, whether on desktop or on mobile, is the first section, and we used to call it before the above the fold content. In this section, usually you would have your product images and the most important information about your product and how it can help your customers. So I'm going to start by telling you how you should be optimizing this section before moving into more advanced and sophisticated things that you can do to the remaining of your page in order to make it even better and better. So the first thing that you should ever do in here is to improve your product images. And how fancy or complicated your product photography process is going to be depends entirely on your product and how complicated it is and what your product is actually. So if you are selling, for example, clothes, you need a type of photography that's different than if you are selling, for example, a laptop. The most important thing that you should be focusing on here is to make sure that your product photography give your potential customers the closest experience possible to the physical experience. So I can't see the product, I can't check it. Your photos should give me all the needed details or the visuals that I need so I can feel that this experience is very close to what I would have experienced if I went to a retail store and checked the product. So if you are selling t-shirts, for example, I need to be able to see the full t-shirt, the front, the back. I need to see, for example, the details, the tags, even if you have like images on the t-shirts, I need to be able to see that the details, that the finishing is good, and so on. And also seeing the t-shirt on a real person, female and male, is going to be super important in order to give me a clear idea on how the t-shirt is going to look on me. Now I'm going to give you an example on how much your product photography is going to differ depending on the product you are selling. So let's say, for example, you are selling a bottle like this one. This is a simple water bottle with the Petit Prince theme on it. I love Petit Prince. Okay, so let's say you are selling a bottle like this one. This is a simple water bottle. It has like some designs. It keeps the water a little bit cold maybe, but that's it. The only thing that makes this bottle different is that it has Le Petit Prince in here, plus a quote from the book. And that's it. So it's only about the design. So if I'm selling this bottle, the photography is going to be super easy. I'm going to have like some product shots in addition to some shots of someone using the bottle and drinking from it, maybe some measurements, and that's it. Because this is a simple bottle with like very simple features. Now, let's compare it to a bottle like this one, okay? This is a water filtration bottle, so it's a pretty expensive bottle and it has so many features, so many technology behind it. It has so many parts. So I have first a cover, for example. Then when I open it, it has so many parts in there in order to make sure that the water is well filtered and it's clean. So as you can see, this is a very complicated bottle and it's totally different than the original bottle I was talking about. For a bottle like this, I need a totally different set of photos. I need photos of the bottle, the different parts, maybe videos of how to use it, maybe showing different people in different, let's say, places using it, and so on. So this is a complicated bottle. I need a lot of photos in order to explain it better to my customers, to tell them more about it, to make them visually experiencing it before buying it, because it is also super expensive. So the type of photos you must have on your product page is going to depend a lot on the product you are selling. The more complicated your product is, the more photos you would need. Maybe you would need even like some videos, maybe even you need something to allow your customers to experience the product within the space. So if you are selling, for example, furniture, you might add something to allow them to see the furniture in-house. And this is a new technology that we are seeing it more and more in new stores, even on Amazon for certain products. You can find it on IKEA and so on. I don't want you to be scared. Start first by making sure that your product photos cover everything that your potential customers need in order to fully experience your product. Then, once you do that, you can move on to more and more complicated things like 360 and virtual experiences and so on. I know many of you would be thinking now about how complicated or expensive doing a professional photo shoot could be. Well, I understand it could be expensive, especially if you sell clothes, for example, and you want to do something super professional. But now there are so many AI tools that can help you to get like professional photos for almost nothing compared to a photo shooting, so try to test them out. And if you are selling something small or simple, you can always learn how to take photos. You can buy a white box from Amazon, watch some YouTube videos, and learn this skill because it's super important and you are going to use it in so many places like your website, your social media content, and so on. The most important thing is to always balance between your budget and how professional and good you want your website to be. You can be selling, for example, expensive bags for $500 each and have like very bad photography or photos done at home. Okay, so please consider your product price and how you are positioning it, and you should be reflecting this on your product photos. The next thing that you should be doing after updating your product photos is to focus on your product description. In this area, I like to include a small description of the product plus a list of the key benefits of this product. It's very important to make it clear why your customers should be buying your product. And it doesn't only need to be about like the features or like the main benefits or something like this. Instead, you can focus on the transformation your products are going to make in your customers' lives. So depending on your product and the nature of your product, the section in here would be different. So for example, if your product solves a problem, in here you can directly state the end result, what your customers are going to expect after using your product. If your product doesn't solve a problem, if it's something that will help them in their daily life, you can list the benefits, the things that are going to change in their lives after using your product. So let's say, for example, you are selling an inversion table that helps people to get rid of their back pain. Okay, in this case, instead of listing in here the specifications or the weight of the machine and stuff like that, focus on telling your customer how their life is going to change after using this inversion table, the end results, what they will get. This is what they are in here for, okay? They want something to solve their problem. They want to end their pain. They want to go back to their normal life, to exercise, to work out, to go out on hikings, and so on. So that's what you should be telling them in this section about the feelings, the real results, the things they will get after purchasing your product. And something in here that can greatly help is to include video testimonials. In this part in here, if you add video testimonials, you make it even easier for your customers to convert and buy your product. They are in this section, they are very close to buy the product, so seeing other people talking about the product, telling them how the product helped them, will definitely be something super positive in pushing them toward taking the action and purchasing the product. In addition to the key benefits or the key features or whatever you want to call it, I recommend you in this section to have a list of tabs where you include the remaining information. So if you need to include specifications, more guides about the product or how to use it, this is where you should be including this information. Okay, also, you need to think about your product and what type of objections your customers might have when they are considering buying this product. And it's not about the price, it's about the product itself. So for example, adding the product rating and the number of reviews is extremely important because it fights one of the biggest objections, which is proving that the product works or that the product is good. Same for the videos that I recommended you to include in this section. These things, adding the reviews and the star ratings plus the video reviews, are going to build more trust and help your customers toward making a more, let's say, definitive decision to buy your product. If you are selling a simple product like this bottle, again, this section, like improving the above the fold section, could be enough. Okay, you don't need to make things more complicated. You don't need to make your product page even longer. You can include the most important information in here, and that's it. But when you are selling something that's a little bit more complicated, or something that needs more explanation, or something that's more expensive, you need to do more work because you need to give your customers more reasons to buy your product. You need to make sure that they are well informed and that they know everything they need about this product in order to be able to purchase it. Okay, so the basics are covered. Photos, good product descriptions with benefits, videos if needed, the tabs in order to include the answers for the most important questions. And if you want to know more about how to craft better product descriptions, I highly recommend you to check this video on my YouTube channel where I show you how you can use ChatGPT in order to improve your product descriptions. Now, for more complicated products, and let's take this one as an example. This is a tripod that I have purchased from Amazon.com, I think, okay? It's actually pretty expensive for a tripod. It was like $70, maybe even more than this, and I needed to pay for shipping in order to get it. But why did I decide to buy it? Okay, there are many reasons that led me to decide it's okay to pay more for this tripod. It's okay to pay $20 in order to have it shipped to Paris. The main reason was that one of my favorite influencers was recommending it because I trust her, because I know that she's a good content creator, so I trusted her decision. Okay, but it wasn't enough. I needed more information in order to make up my mind. So when you visit a product page for a product like this one, you should be able to see all the different features and, let's say, ways of using this product and why this product is better than other products in the market, how this product is serving people in a better way. So for example, for this product, there was so many specifications, like it works both for mobile and for a camera, and it gets longer, it's not heavy at all, so I can take it with me wherever I go. But this is not the main reason why I bought this tripod and why I paid that much. The main reason is that I wanted to use this tripod for my camera, okay? So I wanted to make sure that this tripod is going to be steady. If I put my $1,500 camera on it, it's not going to fall, okay? So I wanted to make sure of this fact. So how I doubled down on this fact? I went to the product page, I went to the reviews, I made sure that other people are using this tripod for the same purpose. And I made sure that within the product within the product page, there was images of this tripod being used with a camera. Okay, so for a product like this one, which is more expensive than the other products in the market, which service a different purpose maybe, I needed more information. And this goes with the product that you are selling. So if, for example, you sell cushion covers, okay, and your cushion prices are triple or double the other cushion prices in the market, okay, you need to explain to your customers why. And you don't tell them this by saying, you know, I'm more expensive than the competitors because 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you show it on your product pages through sections, through photography, through videos, and so on. So maybe you have better packaging, you need to show it to them. Maybe your cushions are handmade, you need to show them that these products are handmade. Maybe they are unique and they are limited editions, you need to tell them this. So when you think about optimizing and improving your product page, you need to think about your product, how expensive, complicated, or different it is, and you need to provide all the information your customers might need in order to understand the product more and in order to understand why it's more expensive or what makes this product different. Now, the next thing that you should never miss is to make sure that your product pages are well optimized for mobile. If you are using Shopify, this is going to be by default, well optimized most probably, okay, but if you are using WordPress or any other type of e-commerce platforms, I highly recommend you to double check the mobile view. But even on Shopify, it's always very important to check the mobile view, especially if you are using some kind of apps. Sometimes the apps intervene with the page itself. So for example, once on a store that we were working on, we noticed that the sales are dropping, and after few days we discovered that an app that we have installed in order to add the color swatches to the product page were actually intervening with the add to cart button and not allowing customers to add to cart when they are using mobile devices. And this was a very big thing for us, because as for any other e-commerce store, most of our visits were coming from mobile. So if you are using apps for upselling, cross-selling, product recommendations, make sure to preview them on mobile, use your own mobile, take the full journey, buy the product, add to cart, change variants, everything. Make sure that everything is working properly. This is super important. The final thing I want to talk about, and I think it can greatly help you to improve your product pages, is to provide live chat on your store. And I'm not talking about the boring live chat, the basic one. You can always include the basic one if you are not ready to invest, or if you are 24/7 available to reply to your customers' questions. Okay, but otherwise, I highly recommend you to use a tool like Joofy, for example, an AI tool that can help your customers not only by replying to their common questions, but also by playing the role of a sales person. So you're not there, you're not physically there to reply to their questions, you're not physically there to recommend the products for them. So what could be the solution? Joofy, for example, an AI tool that can reply to your customers' questions and provide product recommendations based on what they need and what they are looking for and so on, can greatly help you in this area. There are so many other tools that you can use, but Joofy is one of the tools that I have used in the past and I highly recommend. But having something like this in your store would greatly help you to improve your store in general and to provide better services for your customers. If you want to know more about Joofy, how to use it, how to install it in your store, what you can expect out of it, how it works, and so on, there is this video on this YouTube channel where I talk in details about this tool. So don't forget to check it out.